My boyfriend always publicly humiliated me and told me to learn to take a joke. So I play his little game right back in front of his entrepreneur buddies and his mother, and then he completely lost his mind. My boyfriend Ryan had this charming little habit. Whenever we were around his friends, he'd turn me into the punchline. If I got upset, he'd give me this condescending little smirk and say, "Babe, chill out. You're way too sensitive. It's just banter." We'd been dating for 2.5 years. I'm a florist, which I happen to love. But to Ryan, a guy who thinks he's the next big tech CEO, my job was just adorable. It started off small. At a backyard barbecue, he loudly announced to his frat brothers, "Yeah, Maya is great, but she practically talks to plants. I caught her singing to a fern yesterday. She's like a crazy cat lady, but with dirt." Everyone laughed. I forced a smile, feeling my cheeks burn. When I told him later in the car that it embarrassed me, he just rolled his eyes. "It's a joke, Maya. Learn to laugh at yourself." The absolute breaking point happened at my sister's wedding rehearsal dinner. In front of 40 of my closest family members, Ryan clinked his glass for a toast. He stood up and actually said, "Maya is amazing, really. But let's be honest, her idea of a wild Friday night is organizing her spice rack alphabetically. I'm pretty sure she has a spreadsheet for when we're allowed to have fun." The room went dead silent. He chuckled, completely clueless. That night, lying awake in bed, I had an epiphany. If public humiliation was his love language, well, I was about to become fluent. The next evening, we were having drinks with his aspiring entrepreneur buddies. Ryan was bragging about his new app idea, which, frankly, made zero sense. I leaned in, smiled sweetly, and said, "It's so cute how Ryan calls it a startup. He spent the last 3 months designing the logo and exactly 0 days actually coding it. But hey, the font choice is groundbreaking." His buddies erupted into laughter. Ryan's jaw dropped. "What was that?" he hissed at me on the way to the bathroom. I fluttered my eyelashes. "What? It's just banter, babe. Don't be so sensitive." A few days later, his mom came over for Sunday brunch. Ryan started complaining about how tired he was from the gym. I didn't miss a beat. "Oh, definitely," I sighed, pouring the coffee. "It takes a lot out of a guy to spend 45 minutes flexing in the locker room mirror for Instagram. Those selfies are hard work." His mom choked on her mimosa. Ryan turned a spectacular shade of tomato red. He cornered me in the kitchen. "You're making me look like an idiot, Maya. It's disrespectful." "Funny," I replied, crossing my arms. "When you do it, it's comedy. When I do it, it's disrespectful." He didn't have an answer for that, but instead of apologizing, he played the victim. He texted his group chat, whining about how toxic I was becoming. I know this because his phone buzzed on the kitchen island, and the preview popped right up on the screen. His buddy texted, "Bro, she's losing her mind." And Ryan replied, "I know, she used to be so chill and quiet. Honestly, I only kept her around because she was low maintenance. Low maintenance. Not loved, not respected. Convenient." I didn't yell. I calmly packed up his Xbox, his extensive collection of protein powder, and his ridiculous designer sneakers, and left them in garbage bags on the front porch. When he got home, completely frantic, he tried to backtrack. He promised he'd stop the jokes, that he was just venting to his friends. "It's not about the jokes anymore, Ryan," I said, leaning against the doorframe. "It's about the fact that you think disrespecting me is funny. And honestly, I don't have the time to raise a 25-year-old boy." I shut the door in his face. Last I heard, he started a podcast about modern dating. Apparently, he's warning guys about women who can't take a joke.